A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant diplomatic effort, President Donald Trump engaged in a lengthy phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday, focusing on a proposal for an immediate ceasefire in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. The call, which lasted over 2 hours, was described by White House Deputy Chief of Staff Dan Scavino as going well. This conversation comes as both leaders navigate a complex landscape of negotiations aimed at reducing hostilities that have persisted for 3 years since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Trump's administration is advocating for a 30-day ceasefire agreement, which mirrors a deal Kyiv recently accepted during discussions held in Saudi Arabia. The U.S. proposal is intended to identify which party is genuinely prepared to pursue peace, emphasizing a halt to all military actions, the exchange of prisoners of war, and the return of Ukrainian children who have been forcibly taken by Russian forces. However, the dynamics of the conversation reveal a stark contrast in intentions between the two leaders. While Trump is pushing for an unconditional ceasefire, Putin has indicated that he prefers to attach conditions to any agreement, specifically concerning Ukraine's military capabilities. According to Polish Institute of International Affairs expert Daniel Celigowski, this difference highlights a fundamental divergence in their approaches to ending the conflict. As the call unfolded, Trump reiterated his commitment to halting violence, stating, "We need to stop the killing first, and then negotiate." This echoes sentiments expressed by U.S. Special Envoy to Ukraine, General Keith Kellogg, who has been closely involved in the discussions. The urgency of the situation is underscored by the escalating violence in regions like Kursk, where fighting continues unabated. In the lead-up to the call, Putin appeared preoccupied with domestic affairs, addressing a gathering of Russian industrialists and dismissing the notion that he was eager to discuss the ceasefire with Trump. His nonchalant demeanor during public appearances raises questions about his commitment to the negotiations. Despite Trump's optimism about the potential for a peace agreement, Putin has remained non-committal, asserting that he supports a ceasefire while simultaneously outlining his own security concerns and stipulations. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has been closely monitoring the dialogue between Trump and Putin, expressing skepticism about the Russian leader's willingness to engage in genuine peace talks. A Ukrainian official commented that any attempt by Putin to impose conditions would undermine the agreement they reached with the U.S., which was based on zero preconditions. The stakes are high as the Trump administration navigates these sensitive negotiations. The question remains, how far will Trump go in exerting pressure on Russia to agree to a ceasefire? The administration's past actions, including the suspension of military aid to Ukraine following a controversial phone call between Trump and Zelensky, have raised concerns about the U.S. commitment to supporting Ukraine in its fight against Russian aggression. As the situation develops, both leaders must contend with the realities on the ground, where military operations continue to escalate. Trump's assertion that he's involved in these negotiations for humanity reflects a broader desire to mitigate the humanitarian crisis unfolding in Ukraine, where countless lives have been lost due to ongoing conflict. In conclusion, the phone call between Trump and Putin marks a pivotal moment in the ongoing efforts to secure peace in Ukraine. The outcome of these discussions could have far-reaching implications, not only for the war-torn nation but for international relations as a whole. As the world watches closely, the hope for a diplomatic resolution remains, albeit amid a backdrop of skepticism and caution. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.